the so-called Game of Thrones prequel episode 5, and I hope you like cheap thrills, because that's what the people want apparently. But awful everything aside, this episode easily contains the best dialogue in the show so far. It's not much, but ladies and gentlemen, it is something. And as always, let me know in the comments what you thought of the episode, and thanks to everyone for being so encouraging about the last video that got delayed due to being auto-blocked. The world is still unfair, we live in a society, let's do this! First up, we have Rhea Royce of the Vale riding up to meet her, what's your relation to this guy actually?
Cousin?
Oh yes, and she's on the way to hunt some deer holding up in a castle or something. But in her way stands a mysterious character in brand spanking new cosplay. Who is that man, and what is he to you?
Husband?
Okay, I'm starting to sympathize with Daemon here. And damn, how early do you have to wake up to make yourself look like that, girl? That toner is on point!
What brings you to the Vale?
Long story short, so he got banned from King's Landing, then committed treason, started a war, unbanned himself, then immediately got banned again. So in all likelihood, he's gonna f some shit up before unbanning himself again, but your guess is as good as mine. Well, that was awfully convenient.
I knew you couldn't finish.
Oof, low blows like that are gonna buy you a ticket straight to... Out at sea, the king pukes in the hand wipes as the gang takes a trip to Driftmark. Wow, it must mean quite a bit of business for half the court to be traveling out in force like this. I mean, that makes sense, seeing as Corlys is still a traitor for starting a war against the king's orders, so go get him, Tiger! Meanwhile in King's Landing, Emily Carey puts on one last stunning performance as Otto is preparing to ditch the Dragon's Den for higher towers.
I do not wish to see you go.
You chose Rhaenyra. She'll have to put your children to the sword, and yet you choose not to see it.
I mean, being the guy that manufactured this situation and knowing precisely how it could turn out, that's pretty harsh from Otto. Forever in my heart, Queen. Stay strong, girl. Then the king and his mighty party arrive, but something is rotten in the state of Driftmark as nobody is waiting to greet them.
Where is Lord Corlys? He should be here to receive the king.
Indeed, and instead it's the Lady Laenor. Wait a second, the same Laenor who just 3 episodes ago was, how old again?
She is 12.
Right, and that was 3.5 years ago. So you mean to tell me this is her at 15? 7 hells, what are they feeding you kids up there?
Fermented crab.
Oh, well, that explains it, I guess. Back in King's Landing, Larys Strong, who made his unforgettable debut in episode 3, sneaks up on Alicent to make comparisons between herself and exotic flowers.
Malvelis, an outsider among the natives.
Very smooth.
State your purpose, my lord.
Gossip. He means to gossip, girl, and boy does he spill the tea.
The Grand Maester delivered a tea to the princess's chambers.
Ah yes, the tea for Rhaenyra, the tea chosen especially to rid Rhaenyra of any unwanted consequences. Rhaenyra's tea. One does have to wonder how in the world Larys knows these things in the first place. Perhaps he works into the rats of the Red Keep, or he's just one of many using the secret passages, or maybe it's Maybelline again, who knows? But more importantly, why is he telling Alicent all this? Did his goody two-shoes of a father put him up to this? We're asking the real questions now, people. Stay tuned as the situation develops. Back in Driftmark, Viserys rocks up to the fine hall of high tide as Laenor takes Rhaenyra to discover what might be had for breakfast. Somebody give this man an Emmy for outstanding writing already. And waiting for the king is this guy defiantly seated on his driftwood throne. As well as Rhaenys, who has developed a sudden enthusiasm for her over the last few years. Now, what matters of discussions were so complex it needed to be dealt with in person instead of over correspondence?
I wish to propose a marriage between your son and my daughter.
Okay, what else?
Can I presume that their children would take their father's name?
All right, go on.
So Laenor and Rhaenyra's children shall take their father's name. However, at such time when their firstborn ascends the Iron Throne, he or she will do so bearing the name Targaryen.
Doesn't that defeat the whole point of Corlys' demand?
This is an equitable compromise.
Alrighty then.
Now, if there's nothing further.
Wait, you came all this way just for that? Alrighty then. Down by the Windows 10 lock screen, Rhaenyra has ditched Laenor's breakfast discovery for a catch-up with Laenor as the betrothed gets straight to the point. Never mind the war he fought since last they saw each other.
I know this union is not what you would choose.
No, really, and why is that?
I prefer roast duck to goose. I cannot say why.
Oh, okay, he's gay, gotcha.
And what do you propose?
That we perform our duty, and when it's done, each of us dines as we see fit.
Sounds like an equitable compromise if ever I heard one. Speaking of, we're back with Mr. and Mrs. Velaryon to get their perspective on the engagement.
She's grown quite comely these last few years.
You know his true nature.
Gay.
He will outgrow it.
Sheesh.
There is no pleasure in the world like
Don't say it. Don't f***ing say it.
bedding a woman.
Yeah, thanks. And out in the banks, we're properly introduced to Joffrey Lonmouth, and is it just me, or is anyone else curious if this guy narrates audiobooks? Cause damn, that voice is deep.
Who's on the duck with the goose?
Oh, so he's also gay, gotcha.
You're a fool.
Hey, that's homophobic. Yeah, it's very cute. Alright, so for all of you who were looking at your phones for the last 5 minutes, these guys are homosexuals. Gay. Just two men in love, nothing to see here, but also take a good long look because we need you to understand that they are gay, gay, gay! And that's all for Driftmark, I guess. Kind of feel like this was a lot of effort for something a bird could have accomplished, but what the seven hells do I know? And on the deck, Crispy Criston Cole comes over to bet it all on black, if you know what I'm saying.
I needed to see you, Princess.
I confess I had a similar desire.
Sex.
You have confided in me now and then.
Blah, blah, blah. Exposition and repetition. Cut to the chase, Crispo.
I'm asking you to come with me.
Ooh, Mr. Adventurous Youth wants to run away with the princess of his dreams. Isn't that cute?
I have deep knowledge of the port at Sunspear, where I've seen the ships of Essos setting sail with their holds full of oranges and cinnamon.
Okay, but why would you go by both, though?
The princess has a dragon, you dumb
You could marry me.
Moment of truth now, Rhaenyra. What will it be? Prince Charming or the Game of Thrones?
It is my duty to marry a nobleman from a great house.
Aha, so all this whining and complaining was for nothing after all, you little shit. Very satisfying. Might as well cancel the Emmys now that it's not a competition anyway.
So Criston, Laenor and I have an understanding.
Yes, she will eat duck and he will eat, well, also duck, because they're both into men. Or was he the goose? Doesn't matter, sorry.
So you want me to be your whore?
Hold up.
I want us to continue as we began.
Yeah, mate, it's called a paramour. It's pretty common. You know this.
I've soiled my white cloak. It is the only thing I have to my f***ing name.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, hold on, Rocksteady. What is this all of a sudden?
I thought if we were married, I might be able to restore it.
No, you didn't. How would spiriting the princess away to Essos and marrying her in a boat full of oranges restore anything?
Aegon the Conqueror, united, 7 kingdoms.
No, don't you start with that crap, Rhaenyra.
So Criston,
Back in the capital, Criston gets summoned by the queen as she tries to get to the bottom of that gossip about Rhaenyra's...
My oath has been broken.
Wait, Crispo, you don't have to...
I have dishonored myself.
Okay, well...
I would ask only you would sentence me mercifully to death.
Jesus, man.
Thank you for your honesty, Sir Criston. You may go.
Anyway, up in the King's Chamber, we're suddenly treated to the best dialogue of the series so far as Viserys acknowledges his mortality.
Will I be remembered as a good king, Laenor? I have neither fought nor conquered.
Is it not better to live in peace than to have songs sung after you are dead?
See, it's not that hard to write fine dialogue after all.
There is a part of me wishes I'd been tested.
Many that are tested only wish to have been spared it.
Simple and elegant. More of this, please. No, Viserys, don't die! Oh great, dragons flying through the sky. Alright, that's the dragon quota for this episode out of the way, I guess. Well done, everyone. That's a wrap. And goodness gracious, the marriage was just agreed upon earlier today, and lords and ladies are already teleporting in to take part. That, or it is official that f***ing nothing is happening in the show, and skipping months ahead in time just like that is totally okay. Anyway, let's hope nobody notices. And first up to greet the bride is Sir Hugh of the Vale of House Lannister.
Where is the queen?
Oh yeah, where is Alicent? Have you looked in her chair? Maybe that's where she's hiding.
This is why men wage war, because a woman would never be ready for the battle in time.
Yeah, good one, Hugh. Next up is Rhea Royce, best known for being Lady Rhea's
cousin.
I was most distressed to hear of the Lady Rhea's tragic passing.
Her kind is not soon to be seen again.
Then come the Velaryons.
My betrothed.
My betrothed.
Then came the Matador, the proudest of all.
Ah, yes, because nothing means anything anyway, so why don't you sit right down like we didn't banish you a week ago? And as the king starts filling out the runtime with a fascinating speech, Alicent decides to finally show up.
The king will not be happy, right in the midst of his speech.
Thanks for pointing that out. I might not have noticed.
You're a good man.
That is a very green dress, girl. Where did you get that? But more importantly, who does she think she is, and who is she trying to impress?
The beacon on the high tower. Do you know what color it glows when Old Town calls its banners to war?
Oh, that's what it means. Just like wildfire. Oh, you just had to spell it out, didn't you?
7 days of tournament and feasting. At the end of it all, a royal wedding.
Cool, and don't forget to wear your mail, everyone. We all know how these things can turn out. Ah, music. Sweet music. Hold on, is that book favorite Mushroom? He tends to be where the action is. I wonder what will happen next. And as the happy couple dances, the side pieces are looking on from afar. Yeah, I'm sorry, how many f***ing angles of Joffrey looking displeased do we actually need to get that he's uncomfortable with his boyfriend tearing it up with another hoe? Actually, if he's as confident as he was made out to be earlier in the episode, wouldn't it make more sense if he looked on with a smile, thinking it's all very cute instead? Is it really so much to ask? And as the dance floor opens up, Hobart comes over to shine some exposition on this party.
Know that Old Town stands with you.
Boom. Then, as they say, when in Rome, Gerold comes over to do the old Oberyn Martell and accuse his blood nemesis of murder for all to hear.
In the Vale, men are made to answer for their crimes. And I am making an accusation.
However, unlike Oberyn, Gerold didn't think this one through very well.
You know, in King's Landing, men are made to answer for their slanders.
Yeah, let's see how accusing the prince of murder in front of the king without proof works out.
Truth is, I'm glad you've come. I wish to speak to you about my inheritance.
Oof, out of the frying pan and into the fire, Royce.
She stood to inherit all of Runestone. As her husband, whatever she was due now passes to me.
Booyakasha. And, as is expected of someone oozing of confidence after proper owning someone like that, Daemon boogies over to our favorite 15-year-old to make pedophilia cool again.
Has anybody ever told you you're nearly as pretty as your brother?
Oh, seems like the fermented crab has hit the spot.
You appear to be every young maiden's dream.
That's only because you don't know me yet.
And over here is a couple gossip girls brimming with tea, ready to be spilled.
I know who it is. The handsome paramour.
Oh.
Sir Criston Cole.
No is a strong word, especially when you don't, but I get it. Well, go ahead, approach him. He'll confess to just about anything, apparently. You don't even have to accuse him, really.
Sir Joffrey Longley.
I'm on watch. What's your business?
Sir Laenor is quite dear to me, as I know the princess is to you. And we should swear to each other to guard them and their secrets, because if those are kept safe, then so are we all.
That was necessary.
No, it was not. Well, it's a good thing actions don't have consequences in this show. Otherwise, Crispo might have perceived that as a threat, and who knows what that could lead to. What could this be all about? Surely not actions leading to consequences. Ah, the less I see, the more I am intrigued. Oh snap, he's just punched the future king in the face. Well, that might just lead to consequences after all. No, of course it's a new likable character. Throwing the future king over a table? Consequences? Wait, who are all these other people fighting anyway? And why is anyone who's not Kingsguard fighting on Criston's behalf? Or are we supposed to believe that these noblemen just take any opportunity to fight each other at a royal wedding or what? Yeah, Harwin, let the princess have a go as well. What's next? You gonna open a door for her, you raging sexist? Oh man, he was gonna read me audiobooks. God damn it. Damn, Crispo, you really did it now, didn't you? Alright, people, let him go. Kidding! Arrest his ass! He just committed murder! What the f*** are you waiting for? Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you. What is your job if not to intervene in precisely this sort of situation? And Harold, mate, I know you're probably still salty about your statue collection, but shit! Your man just committed murder in front of everyone, and you're just gonna let him walk away like that? Ugh, and Laenor, punched in the face, boyfriend murdered. Look at him, his legs even stopped working, the poor guy. Oh well, I guess the only sensible thing to do now is to skip the 7 days of festivities and perform the wedding right here now. And when I say now, I mean don't even clear the tables, do it right f***ing now. Joffrey's body can be removed later, start the damn wedding before I piss myself! And to keep any Dothraki visitors from considering this to be a dull affair, Viserys puts in another red herring and collapses. Oh no, don't die again. And over in the Godswood, Criston decides it's all too much and goes to end it in typical Dornish Stormlander tradition in front of a... Weirdwood tree? I don't know, man. Oh no, Criston, don't do it. So dramatic. I wonder who that guy who looked exactly like you in the trailer footage we haven't seen in the show yet might be if you're gonna die.
Sir Criston.
Oh, color me surprised. And that will be all for this week, peeps. Thank you for watching, and as always, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments. Like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel. I'm running way too short on time after having to re-edit and re-upload last week's video that kept getting blocked to have anything clever to add, so I'll just let the dragon take it from here, and I'll see you next week.